Nope. Bio's like, nah, just kidding. I don't want to be mayor, actually. To make it even
Yes,
funnier.
absolutely I do.
Go, my noble steed! The ship doesn't swerve when it sees how big the iceberg is.
I like big plants, and I cannot lie.
I think I need to go back to... Wait! Wait, what?
Are you ready for some top secret horse-based intel? There's a food that horses just love. It's carrots.
I think you were supposed to do that! Oh, what?
Sir?
Delicious. Giva, what are you doing? Alright, I think you're not. I think you're being taken off of chicken feeding duty, darling. Ring if. Oh, oh. Goodbye. Goodbye. I have to go. My people need me. I think you guys should all know that autocorrect tried to change Mifa to Michael. Yes, everyone's favorite Breath of the Wild champion, Michael. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to our third Discord draw-along. I'm making my going live post on Blue Sky. That reminds me, I never got around to drawing Michael. You never drew Michael? Poor Michael. Well, welcome in. How's it going? I am in the Discord, and I'm here with Nat. Hi, Nat.
Hey!
And if anyone else who is participating in the draw along would like, they may join in the Discord. You may also just watch through the stream. We're just kind of vibing today. I'm gonna put some music on my end.
I was looking for my markers and I ended up like destroying the drawer that I have with all my paint in it.
Oh no. So my mom actually, as a holiday gift or a birthday gift, I forget which, got me this Artist's Loft tote bag. It looks like this. Hi, Mom. Are my captions not working? They are. Why you jump scare me?
That's cute.
Isn't it? Sorry, I will hold it right here. So yeah, this is what it looks like, and that's actually where all my Sharpies and different Copics and my colored pencils now too. We have added a lot into the mix.
I feel like I need something like that because I have like a small tote, but also a drawer.
The
The
tote?
tote's for like stuff I use way less often, like a hot glue gun and the label machine and stuff.
Yeah. So yes, anyone is welcome to hop in the VC if they are participating and feel like chit-chatting. Hi, Desi!
There we go. I also found that I have 30 washable markers, a pack of 20, and a pack of 10.
Oh. Also, let me know, chat, how the volume blend is. If you can hear the Discord participants, if you can hear the music. Because the music's a tiny bit loud in my ear. Which is funny because it's Fae Farm music. It's not that loud. Oh yes, question mark block. And Mom, did you redeem your early bloomers pin? I didn't see. I'm a good streamer, I promise.
Should I have
She
traced
did.
this already?
I just did because that's my process, but you don't have to. I find it's very hard for me to, like, demonstrate that because I need it. Music's a bit louder than the Discord call. Okay, let me fix that.
I have to put the... I don't remember how this works. Do I have to put the black...
You want the black, like, the dark glossy-ish side down touching the paper, and then the lighter side that kind of feels like tracing paper or wax paper is what you will be drawing on top of. Or is what you'll place your picture on top of, sorry. Is that better, by the way, the volume blend? I cut Windows Media Player by like 50%, and now I can hear myself think, and I can hear Nat. So I actually have some new toys to play with today. I have a colorless Copic blender, which is good for wetting the paper, and it kind of makes it a little bit more watercolory and a little bit less brush markery. I haven't really played with it much yet, though, so I wanna be careful. And I'm gonna grab the reference picture.
I also never got around to doing the first two, so I might binge do all 3 of these today.
Hey, whatever works. Dennis said that they still haven't done Michael.
Michael.
Mifa.
Yeah.
Oh, autocorrect. And as a reminder, the Breath of the Wild series that we have done so far, Urbosa, Mifa, and now Rivali, are all based on original artworks by Sarcastic Sketches on Tumblr. These are not artworks that I designed. That might be something we move to next, but the whole goal of the draw along is just to be able to flex those creative muscles And we do not shame people here for tracing as long as they are not trying to pass off something as their own. And as long as they are not especially not trying to sell anything based on something that is not their own. And of course, most importantly, I believe credit where credit is due, so if anyone asks, I am happy to provide a link to Sarcastic Sketches on Tumblr. So I've got the reference picture up. I have my blank picture up. I have a piece of paper for color testing purposes, which should probably go over on this side.
Have you tested the color blender yet?
I have, and so I need to keep practicing with it. The colorless Copic blender is actually good for, it kind of lifts up some of the color. One second, actually. I'll grab one of my Stream Ink trading cards to show you what I mean. So this one's a fun one. This was Nightmare, in which I drew Nightmare from the Kirby anime. What do you mean this is going straight on my Etsy? Dennis, do not make me ban you. So you can see here on this particular card, the effect here on the gemstone. So it actually pulls a little bit of the color out. So it's good for highlights if you use it on top of marker. Now, if you use it, you can use it also as a, way to wet the paper, and then you can kind of blend it a little bit more. I don't know if I've shown this off much, but this is a trading card I commissioned from Cibaroni of Redria and Beans. I had wanted one of their trading cards for a while, and I commissioned this, probably a year ago. But as you can see, the colors blend a lot more. Mine are less airbrushed when I end up doing them. And this is a lot more airbrushed gradient. It's done very well, and I believe the technique that they use is pre-wetting the paper with the Copic blender. And then you can actually kind of blend your colors a little bit, almost like watercolors. So there's a lot of technique stuff. Like here, for instance, on Urbosa, you can kind of see here, I've shaded, but it's not blended. It's you can see the line there. It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with that technique, but it's different. So we actually have a lot of blue to color in, shockingly enough. And I want to make sure I don't pick blues that are too dark, because I don't want to, completely oversaturate the paper. That's dark. Darker than I mean for it to be. As much as I like the amount of detail that you can get in with the fine tip marker, that's lighter. That's tealer. That's slightly lighter. So far, I like these two. The teal might be good for the ascot. Whatever's tied to the end of the bow. That might be good for the scarf, the super light blue. The bow might end up being kind of dark just because the bow is fine. It's a pretty narrow piece. So I kind of want the fine tip marker for precision there. And I could probably use the super dark blue in a couple of spots, so I will still keep it out.
You can do the super dark blue as an outline.
Either that, or I'm thinking of using it at, like, the end of the arrows. You see the little blue tip?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm actually thinking about changing it up, and so Rivali's got those little, like, wings here in front that in reality are a little bit lighter. I might actually make them darker. Just to kind of give some depth. You're not wrong in whatever you choose to do. Now, I would love, I'm gonna test it. I don't know how well this colorless marker blender is going to work with, one, the carbon paper, and two, with Sharpies versus Copics. They're both alcohol-based, but they're different. Hi, Fee, welcome in. So it's pretty much just gonna look gray, because it's just wetting the paper with solvent.
At least you can see it, though.
Right, exactly.
Like, my first thought was, like, are you even gonna be able to really see that? But... there is a lot of fine lines in this, actually.
There are. So yes, we have skipped a step by tracing our design here.
Hurting my neck. I'm so, like, hunched over my table here.
Oh no.
Because I'm like, I can't see what I'm drawing on. I can kind of see because I'm trying to put pressure on it so I can, like, tell where I've traced already.
Right, for sure. That's actually the one thing about streaming Sharpie art, marquee art. It's the one thing about streaming it that I'm still getting used to, is I'm used to having the art much, much closer to my head. And of course, that's not really conducive for letting other people watch me as I do it.
Oh god. Help, it shifted.
Oh, I hate that. Did you use tape?
No, I didn't think of that.
Oh no. So my only recommendation, if it's shifted and you're like, yeah, I can't fix this, grab a new piece of, like, sketchbook paper or something, and you can start over tracing it. If it's just a tiny little bit, I will tell you that it's probably not quite as noticeable as you think it is.
Well, I'm much dumber than you think, and I took the whole thing apart, so, I should have taped it. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, I need to be more careful. That is spreading more than I thought it would. So there's more bleed between Sharpie and the Copic blender.
Hmm.
Which isn't bad, but as you can see, it's gone a little bit further up the wingtip than I had originally planned.
I might just, just keep going anyway with what I have. Because it's just a trace. Like, I'm not, like... I was just trying to hold it down and be really careful about it.
Right.
But I think I'm just gonna keep going with what I've got.
I'm sure it is fine. I'm not sure how I feel about this wing blending technique, but I'm gonna keep going with it. What I'm gonna try this time for, like, the next couple, I think, is putting the marker down first and then going over it with the blender, because I don't feel like pre-wetting the paper is doing as much for me as I was hoping it would. Also, happy Sunday, everyone.
Like that he has bomb arrows.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I like that better, I think. For blending purposes.
Mm.
And that's really what all of this is about. We're here to test different techniques, draw some different things, figure out what we like. Now, the carbon paper imprint slash outline that you do can be smeary, so I try really hard not to, like, put too much force down when I am coloring.
Like holding it or just with the tape in general?
Oh,
Like when you're drawing in general.
I would say with the with both, really. Like, that's one of the things that the tape is good for, is holding it down in place. Because before, like, I have put my thumb down to try to, like, hold it while I'm drawing over it, and then that thumbprint is visible.
Oh, good. I'm holding it with, like, my whole hand right now. I can't wait to lift this up. I'm gonna make sure I got everything before I take it off. You know what? I think that came out okay.
Good. That is the kind of thing we like to hear.
I'm just, like, double checking if I missed a few spots.
Everyone say thank you, Keymailer, for the copy of the Fae Farm OST.
Thank you, Keymailer.
As it's the perfect background track for art. Don't get me wrong, I love the Dave the Diver soundtrack. I love the Core Keeper soundtrack, but I feel like switching it up is important. I'm also trying to make sure that none of these games get mad at me, but I've also streamed all of these games. So, like, I don't know. I think it would be one thing if I were, like, just grabbing OSTs from any random game just to use versus, like, no, these are games that we've played on the channel. We love them. Hi, Catrium! You made it! You're welcome to join us in the VC if you would like, but you don't have to. Nat's pausing the art to grab a dry bones.
I don't know if I'll get it. Oh, hell yeah. Listen,
Dennis...
every time after I hear your introduction, it gets stuck in my brain.
Dennis, are you also arting along with us? How's it going? And so, also, I have colored pencils. So, I might try to use the colored pencils for some shading. I found that colored pencil highlights are very nice because I can kind of find a balance now between Posca paint, which is like white out correction fluid, like it's a very intentional highlight, versus now I can just like layer on a little bit of white colored pencil. I have a lot more options.
And that writes on top of your markers?
It does.
Huh. I've never tried that, actually.
I actually started using the white colored pencil for some of my draw along. I want to say that some of the shading here on the glasses was a little bit of white colored pencil for highlights. And then, of course, you can see the white lines here. That's the Posca paint.
Oh yeah, they're like strong.
Remind me of the layers I have to put together here. Postcard. Then black paper, dark side down, touching your postcard. Then Rivali. And I am going to recommend that you use a piece of tape to kind of like hold it together. And I'm also going to recommend that you try not to put too much pressure down while you are tracing it. That is my recommendation. You think you finished the outline? Let's pull up the picture to see how you did. Best of luck, Dennis. I think I'm gonna write a big, giant note to myself to, like, start every draw-along stream by saying, okay, do you have your tape?
Yeah. Okay.
But here's the thing. I'm sure that your stuff all looks great. You did use tape to fix it. Good.
I'm glad that every single person has made that mistake at some point. Like,
I've made that mistake. I genuinely have. Of course, when you're doing it on a canvas and you are going to literally be painting over it, it's not a big deal. But when you're doing it on paper, you can't erase it. The carbon black is, it's too dark to erase.
I'm using like a folding table to do this on because I don't have enough space on my desk, and like I feel like every time I take markers out, they just roll away.
Oh no.
They refuse.
Yeah, I try to keep out like a limited amount of markers just based on what I'm working on, because...
Yeah.
But that's also the benefit, I think, of having the tote down here. Let me see if I can show you the tote, actually. Because I have my markers organized very well. I'm gonna move the camera, and it's gonna be mad at me, probably. So, we have my old Sharpie case. I have kind of like started arranging them by color. So we got greens, we got purples, we got blues. I have another old Sharpie pack where all of my reds and pinks are. I have this little like Ziploc pouch or like drawstring pouch thing where all my yellows and oranges are. And then this one's my neutral colors. And then the tote itself has some pockets. So, like, all of my gray Copics are in one pocket. All of my earth-toned Copics are in a pocket. Trying my best to keep as organized as I possibly can. Easier said than done, though. It's not awful. Well, see, that's the kind of thing we want to celebrate, Dennis. It's not awful. And therefore, you did great.
Okay. I have a very limited kind of colors here, and I'm like, I want to outline this in dark blue, but then all I have is light blue.
So here's what I'll say. I could recommend outlining it in just like a black marker to match the stained glass tone.
Oh, true.
And that way you can have two different shades of blue to play with. You can also kind of layer your colors a little bit. So like if you Granted, it takes a lot more time to layer your colors, but if you go over a section twice, then suddenly it's a darker blue. I have done that before. It's probably also why my Copics hate me. My N4 is starting to not work.
I mean, I really like the way this like looks like it has light shining through it with the way the outlines are colored differently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll be able to do all that though.
Well, and that's also the difference between this was originally a digital piece, right?
That's true.
So there's a lot more to play with. You get to kind of look at what do you have in your toolbox and what can you do to play with it.
I should put something underneath this so I'm not drawing on my table.
Yep, that's what my paper's here for, so I don't draw on my desk mat. And also so I can...
I got an index card to like test my markers on, and then I realized that that's not going to be enough for me to... I guess I can move it around.
Dennis, you say you're not an artist, but here you are making art. So... IDK! But I know some people, like, just don't like that term because... like, artist sometimes implies someone that's, like, very serious about the craft. And yet, here we are just having fun. So, I'm gonna use the blender. Will it blend?
This would go. I do have, like, gold markers, too. I'd like to use that somewhere.
I have a gold Posca.
I have one of those, like, Bic kind of not Sharpies.
Oh, yeah. I also do have a Sharpie metallic gold. I just don't like the coloring on it. So this is basically solvent. It's the alcohol without any pigmentation. And it helps to blend and kind of like let the colors bleed together a little bit. May have used too much there, we'll find out. Hi, Kate! Welcome to our draw along.
I think I need to put on my own music because I can't hear yours. They're Discord
right.
And I don't want to turn the stream on.
You are only kind of awake, you know? That's totally fine. It's about 1:30 here. We're making pretty good time. Oops, I forgot the one little wing tip over here. We're drawing Ravioli, everyone's favorite Breath of the Wild champion. Somehow more beloved, though, than Daruk, who has still not received a single vote.
Very sad. I mean, we're gonna have to do him next.
We will. I'm not even putting it to a vote. We've just decided collectively we're doing the whole series. And I don't think people are just, like, a hater of Daruk. I just think that he wasn't everyone's first choice.
So he's subsequently everyone's last choice?
Apparently. I was actually surprised that Mifa beat out Urbosa for everyone's first pick. I was a little surprised.
I'm pretty sure Urbosa was my first pick, personally. I don't remember.
So we're just gonna chill out together, listen to some of the Fae Farm OST, and make some art.
I'm so used to, like, digital art smoothing out my hand, like, the...
Right. Oh, I know what you mean.
This is so rough. I'm like, oh my god, I'm shaking so hard.
And of course, that's the one thing about marker art, too, that can take some getting used to, is that pretty much on whatever paper you use, there's going to be some amount of bleed. I have found that cardstock minimizes the bleed to a very acceptable amount, versus, like, regular computer paper, you're never gonna get a smooth-looking line. It's always gonna look hairy, or almost like yarn. Which, again, is not bad, but it just might not be your style. It's not mine. I don't like the way it looks with my art. And I don't think these postcards are specifically cardstock, but they are at least a better quality and a better hardness than plain old paper.
Trying to use my knowledge from work to figure out what kind of paper it is. Is that bad?
No, it's a unique thing that only you can bring to the table.
I'm trying to get better at it, like to be able to feel the difference and like wiggle it around and be able to tell.
Like, I don't know for a fact that these are cardstock, but it definitely does have that weight to it.
Yeah, they definitely are. Feels like it might be like upwards of 130 pound even.
Wow. And all you have to do is be a Discord member, and this postcard could be yours too. And I don't mean like one of the paid Discord subscription things, because I don't think we have that fully implemented yet. I literally just mean, are you in the Discord? Yes, then you're a cool baby.
Then you're a cool gamer.
You are a cool gamer. Catrium says, that's the thing I wish I knew more about, is paperweights. Because we have to do prints sometimes, and they're always asking me what kind of paper I want. And I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, it depends on what you need it for, but I can give you a quick crash course.
Nat is here to teach us about paperweights.
I am.
And not the bobble kind of paperweights.
No, working at a print shop has taught me a lot more about paper than I ever thought I would need to know.
You're gonna be more knowledgeable than Michael Scott here soon.
It's so true. It's actually funny because crash course in paperweight by now and again. Yeah, most of the time people don't know what they want, and it's actually really funny, and we have to like suggest it. Or if they come in,
the customer's always right.
It's so funny. They're always right, but they're always so ignorant. Like,
yep.
And it's like they're like, oh well, I don't know. And then I'm like, hold on, I have to go back and give them 2 pieces of paper and be like, what do you think feels better for what you need?
This paper has a really good mouthfeel to it.
Ew.
I mean, it's kind of like when the people at the deli, like, they'll slice a piece of lunch meat and they'll be like, do you want this?
Yeah. It's exactly like that, actually.
Like, what do you mean I wasn't supposed to eat the paper?
Please, I know you know more than me. Tell me about it.
So yeah, now that it's drying, I do kind of like the effect that we got from the blender. I don't feel like the lighting is great to show it to you, but I will get a better picture of it then.
See, it looks better on that side, though, yeah.
Like, it's the first 2 here that bled a little bit more, and then I kind of, like, switched my tactic up.
I also found, like, a fine black pen, so I'm gonna try and do some of the details just with that.
Nice. So yeah, I have a couple of different pens that I use for outlining purposes. I really like my, what are they, Pigma pens? Yes. I have a Pigma Micron 005 and a 10. One is super duper fine for like really fiddly trading card.
I have the 8 next to me.
You have an 8?
Yeah. Yeah, the 10 is like pretty thick, right?
The 10 is pretty thick. Here's a comparison. This is my Pasho trading card, a Moonstone Island critter. The outline on the actual Moonstone Island critter was done entirely with the 10. Most of the background stuff was done with the 005.
Oh, that looks like a good contrast, though. I like that.
Yeah, and, like, to me, it helps you to know, like, hey, this is the focal point of this trading card because it's outlined thicker. I always love seeing everyone's work once they're done. I think that's one of the most fun parts about this. And I also know that, like, everyone's got a different arsenal of tools. Like, I want to say, Dennis, I remember you were using colored pencils. I think Catrium was too.
I've got my Crayola super tips.
I have a very old thing of Crayola that I want to say I had from, like, childhood. Those are my colored pencils. Because it was funny, I remember I actually saw someone on Facebook who uses the Ohuhu brand brush markers instead of Copics. And they did all of their outlining in colored pencil. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And, like, I'm not talking just black. Like, they used a different color. Like, if they had a blue section of a Pokemon, they outlined it with a darker blue colored pencil. And so, like, I just really liked how that looked, and I started asking myself, could I use that? And I am finding really unique ways to implement the different colors. Oh, thank you for watering your plants, Catrium. You can't forget that. Ooh, we hit donuts numbers.
Hey.
Congratulations, everyone. I hope you enjoy your free digital donuts. Munch, munch, munch. Then it says, I used to do sprite work, and I also used color for outlines. It gave it a little more life. In my early stages of digital art, I used to always do colors for outlines, and now I'm kind of like back and forth between it. It really depends on what I'm doing. All I know is I do not like using the blackest of black for my outlines. I like using something a bit more brown or gray. I just find that it's too dark otherwise. But again, that's a personal preference. This is my, it's called a cocoa colored Copic, but we can all agree there's nothing cocoa about this. This is like 100% like yellow sand. Like, I don't know who's naming these. But like when I think cocoa, I'm thinking hot cocoa. I'm thinking like, that's a fairly dark brown. I don't know if they mean like the plant. I've gone through the ride at Hershey enough that I feel like I should remember what the like cocoa plants look like.
I always forget that that is a thing that exists. Like, it randomly pops in my brain. Like the Hershey World ride, it randomly.
Well, see, we lived close to the park, and so sometimes we didn't really feel like spending, you know, money on going to the park part of things, but we still felt like getting out of the house a little bit. And so we would often just like go over to that area and just ride the free Chocolate World ride.
Is it actually free?
Yes, getting into Chocolate World and riding that ride is free.
I didn't know that. I was a child the last time I went on it, so that's probably why.
That's probably why.
Do you like go back and erase all your pencil, or?
For this, you can't erase the carbon black. So I don't find erasing any of it particularly worth it, because the carbon black is like so hard that it's on there. So it's just like, nah, if I already have one outline on there, I'm gonna not bother erasing. For my trading cards, for a little bit I used to erase until I got the thicker marker. And now I'm just like, well, I don't really need to erase my lines that much because not much of the pencil ends up being visible. I should stop leaving my markers uncapped. Tisk tisk.
Shame on you. We can shame you for that, right? That's a bad thing to do.
It's a bad thing to do. See, I was gonna do some of the, like, yellow stuff, but I realized when I was looking at it that I don't have any of those fine details on the bow actually drawn out.
So did you just forget them, or did you not sketch everything?
A little of A, little of B. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, oh, I did forget that bit, and then sometimes I just, like, leave out some of the really fiddly details because I'm gonna be looking at a version of the picture, so I can kind of, like, pick up on it from there as much as I need to.
I am finding myself like, oh, I missed that tiny line there. Like, let me.
And that's what a pencil is good for.
well.
I'm trying to figure out whether I think Rivali's eyebrows should be a slightly darker yellow. The beak definitely is.
Beak almost could be orange.
Right. Maybe I'll do this and then shade. A slightly darker yellow. And that good marker capping ASMR.
Mm. Okay, I think I'm done tracing. I think I'm done doing the outline.
Nice. There, I've added a tiny bit of shading.
I think that my markers cover the carbon because it's kind of a mess.
They will cover it a little bit. And really, I think giving yourself some grace in, like, making a thicker outline is going to help. Like, you can just commit and say, oh, my stained glass outline is just gonna be a little bit, you know, thicker in these spots. I feel like I need a darker orange than that.
Or I thought just now actually to just do the stained glass and colored pencil, but do Rivali in marker.
That would work too.
That way I can get different colors.
Bad, it's just a little dark. Even darker. This one. That's it. That's the one.
Is that for his beak?
Yep. I've got two shades here. One lighter and one darker. And remember that with marker, you can achieve a lot of texture things by controlling your brush strokes. Like here in the wings, I kind of colored things in segments, but you can see that it's kind of like added a little bit of a darker, like texturized outline to the wing it's not part of the carbon black outline, it's literally just because that's the patch that I colored it in. There's a lot of really cool texture things that you can achieve.
Definitely making me want to do more marker art than I'm used to.
It's fun. I find I've been actually doing a lot of Moonstone Island spirits as trading cards. Because it gives me more reason to keep doing marker art. Something to keep, like, working on. And I've been able to show it off in the Moonstone Discord as well.
Do you usually work like one color at a time? I feel like that's what you're kind of doing now, right?
It is kind of what I'm doing. Like, I don't know. I think because there's details on the face, I wanted to get those details colored before I went and blocked in all of the rest of the blue.
That's fair, I did it the other way around.
Now, what I'm trying to ask myself is, do I want to go back and, like, use my Posca pen to paint on the white feather tips, or do I want to just avoid coloring? I think I'm gonna avoid coloring so that I could use the blender a bit and kind of, like, fade it the teensiest a little bit.
That'll look cool.
I'm still hesitant to use the colorless blender just because I know I'm learning how it works.
Yeah.
We have a swarm in chat.
What the heck is a swarm?
It's a weird little mole critter from Superstar Saga. You're not fast enough, Nat.
Heck.
You're too slow.
Yeah, very Nana Boo Boo moment.
It really is.
Yeah, I also feel like because I can see my strokes, I'm trying to do the strokes in the motion of the feathers.
Mm-hmm.
That way it like kind of adds to that, like you were saying.
There's a lot of stuff that you can achieve, like, in digital art, that would just be like a texture brush that you could, like, do over top of your block colors, or something to that effect. So, yeah, it definitely, it makes you pause and it makes you think. Catrium's taking off the tape. I wish you the best of luck.
Got this.
You got this. I know how nerve-wracking it is. But no matter what it looks like, it will be fine. Please trust me when I say this. I always love when they add whistling to a soundtrack, and I'm just like, I could do that! Please, hire me to whistle for your video game music. It's my true calling in life. Like, I promise you, you will not be disappointed.
Oh, the tips of his wings are white.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason in the picture they look like light blue to me.
I mean, I'd say lean into that if you want. Maybe it's just the way that the light is reflecting through the, like, the light blue stained glass background. I really think everyone's interpretation of the picture, it makes it a lot more fun to kind of do this as a group. I believe in you, Catrium. You can work with this. And it's going to be great. It might be time to change the music soundtrack soon.
Does Fae Farm have a short soundtrack?
Not super short, but it's kind of wacky how quickly you move through a soundtrack. Like, it always surprises me every time.
I suppose in a lot of games, like, songs repeat and stuff.
Fae Farm has a soundtrack that is 37 songs.
Wow. Also, I love that, Dennis.
Your niece is trying to help, that's so cute! I should have sent more supplies. I'm gonna find a playlist. We were having a lot of fun the one time I was doing an art stream, and we were like... It was like a random Nintendo playlist. Welcome in, Raiders! Hi, Mo! How's it going? I'm part of this raid. Alright, 1 second.
Yeah.
My Raiders scene is going to be really funny because my webcam is still facing right at the art. Welcome in, Raiders. If you don't know me, my name's Redria, full-time scientist, part-time streamer, and today we are doing our Discord draw-along. We are doing a marker art piece of Rivali from Breath of the Wild, and it is based on original artwork by Sarcastic Sketches on Tumblr. It happens about once a month. The members of the Discord who wish to participate get mailed out supplies, so they get a physical postcard that we're drawing on, they get a reference picture, they get some carbon tracing paper, and then they are invited to draw along with me, and we get to kind of like share everyone's artwork when we're all finished. It's a great time, and we would always love to have more people participate. Before we get back to the art, I've got a little bit of an intro video and a song for you. Again, sorry I don't have my webcam up right now, but the reason being is I'm using it for the art. So anyway, stick around, I think you're gonna like this. Keep going and growing, a raid is showing. Raiders welcome in, how was stream, what did you play? Hey, thanks for dropping by, I understand if you can't stay. Hey, my name is Redria and I'm a part-time streamer, full-time scientist and full-time dreamer. Hope you're having an awesome time today. I'll lead the way, I play platformers, sandbox games, farming sims, come watch all three. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Twitch TV. Like what you see, there's no need to wallow. Find me again, go on and click that follow. Please refresh your streams and then you're free. Pronouns they, she. Welcome up, see Raiders. Welcome in. Raiders, if you have to lurk, or if you have to head out, if you've got some other stuff to take care of this wonderful Sunday, I understand completely. I'm really happy to have you guys here with us. I'm in the Discord VC with some of the other participants. Right now, Nat is the only one who is on microphone, so we're kind of just chatting while we do the art. And we are also posting some process pictures in our art channel if you're interested in seeing what some other people are up to. 1 hour of autumn, fall, Nintendo, and other video game music.
That sounds incredible.
Chat, let me know how the volume is. You know that It's Raining Somewhere Else is, like, always gonna end up on every single music mix. Every time. So yeah, the original artwork on the left is by Sarcastic Sketches on Tumblr, and yeah, what we do is we've been going through their Breath of the Wild stained glass portrait series, and this is the third one we're doing. So Rivali is who got picked for this time, and then next time we're gonna do Daruk. And I'm using Sharpies, Copics, I have a colorless blender, I have colored pencils. We are pulling out all of the toys today, as it were. Thank you again for bringing your community over, and I hope you enjoy some nice chill autumn music for the next hour at least. And then we'll find another playlist to pick. And yeah, I'm kind of like just talking through some of my marker art processes. Like we talked earlier about how you can see, like, this isn't just a block of color, the wings. Like, I kind of went and colored each wing in panels, and that adds some texture to everything. And of course,
markers are doing kind of an okay job at coloring the carbon, so I'm okay with that.
yeah. It ends up like, it'll hide some of the blemishes, if you want to call them that.
Yeah.
Because you can see here, in the bottom left, those like little 2 wing flappies. I like double traced them because my paper slipped a little bit, and it's really not that noticeable. Is this the Animal Crossing Mario Kart music? Yes! I love when, like, something is, like, familiar enough that I'm just like, what is that? Is that this?
I'm really impressed when I know exactly what it is.
Exactly! I feel so smart!
Me. My boyfriend, on the other hand, can tell you exactly, like, what game, what scene. Like, he's insane. He, like, really is almost always listening to different video game music soundtracks, so he just, like, knows all of it.
I mean, I just think there's so much about video game OSTs that, I don't know, I don't dislike music with vocals, and I feel like vocals can definitely add a lot of powerful meaning to music, but I also think there's something really special about music that is meant to be just instrumental. So there's a lot, like, you feel like they should lose something for that, right? Because they don't have the words to tell the story, but it kind of makes them lean on everything else way harder.
I tried to quiz my boyfriend once about it, and because he has, like, so much of it saved on his phone or whatever, I tried to, like, quiz him and put on, like, a random Resident Evil song, and he knew exactly, like, what game and what the song was called.
See, now, I don't always know the names of the song, because sometimes they give weird names. Like, this song is literally just called Animal Crossing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I'm like, yeah, that tells me what I need to know.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, like, Undertale, instead of it being like, oh, this is the spider boss fight, it's like, no, this is Spider Dance. Or, like, this is It's Raining Somewhere Else.
Yeah.
This is New Super Mario Brothers? No, Honey Hive Galaxy. Galaxy. It's so funny, this weekend, my good buddy King made a modded Minecraft map for Sky Factory 4. And, like, I'm talking, we have been fully sucked into that mod pack once again. Like, I'm talking, like, losing time. Like, suddenly 4 hours has passed, and it's just like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I was doing other things.
Speaking of, I'm gonna have to go flip laundry at some point. I have this bad habit of putting off laundry, or, like, I'll only get, like, 1 or 2 loads done in a day, when if I set a timer and I'm down there every hour and a half, I could easily get, like, all of the laundry done in a day. But sometimes my brain's just like, nah. I think I've got one more load to put in, and then there's the, like, one bed sheet that could be washed. I was gonna do that by itself.
Were you thinking coloring his eyes, or were you just gonna leave them?
I am going to use my super light blue Copic to give it just, like, a little bit of, again, the blue stained glass look.
That's true.
But I'm also probably gonna go over it with the colorless blender because I want it to be very faint. I think the eyes being white are a pretty big part of the picture itself. I know Mifa's eyes were like pink and Urbosa's eyes were green. Daruk's are blue. So yeah, I feel like it makes sense to leave these mostly white. Yeah, Catrium, let this be your laundry reminder.
Okay, I have 2 different white paint pens. I tested the one and it came out yellow. Oh.
Interesting.
And the other one is maybe working? It's just like wet. It's not really like...
So I've had that happen with my white Posca pen where, like, it's actually probably starting to get mostly empty. Where, like, I have to really shake it up and really, like, try to get the ink out of it.
I'd rather not touch it at all and leave it white.
Unsurprisingly, the song from Super Mario RPG is in here. And yes, I've never played Super Mario RPG, but you better believe I know this song. It's in a lot of Mario medley music. And I have this on Trombone Champ, too. And speaking of Trombone Champ, I'm gonna double check my schedule, but as long as I'm free next Saturday, that's when you can expect the 6 hours of Trombone Champ. It's gonna be pretty great.
I'm so excited. 6 hours?
That's how long the OST is for the game. And of course, I was gonna play some of the songs slower, but I'm also probably going to realistically skip some of the songs. My main reasoning is that, like, some of the dungeon music is, like, a reprise. Like, there are 2 different tracks for the same dungeon, it's just one is like, oh, you're near the bottom of the dungeon, so the music, like, slows down.
Wait, there's dungeons in that? What?
Yeah, it's called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Oh.
It is in the name. It's a very good game. I highly recommend it. It's a Pokemon spin-off, of course, but it's very different. Niece has been picked up. It's time to focus. You got this, Dennis. KK's The Roost.
Of course.
Of course.
What's more fall than the roost?
This scene just reminds me of the Animal Crossing movie.
Did I tell you about that insane fan-made Animal Crossing movie?
You did. I remember, I think we were just doing a Discord, like, vibes, chill, whatever. And I remember it coming up.
I can't stop thinking about it. Like,
It lives rent-free in there, huh?
Yeah. I need to watch it again. Yeah, Dennis, there's this like fan-made movie that somebody like fully animated themselves, and it's the whole it's very serious and also super funny because they touch on a lot of things that like fans of the game actually do in New Horizons. Like, there's a whole scene where they're selling Raymond for bells, that they're doing like an auction. But the whole thing is that like there's this character who like abuses all the villagers on his island, and all the villagers are going to Isabel and complaining, and they're trying to kick him out, and they take it to like the freaking metaverse, and like they talk about how there's like Tom Nook on every island and Isabel on every island, and like it gets so real so quickly, and it's like 45 minutes long, and it's actually really cool because they show like perspectives of the game that you don't really notice, like what the villager house is from a different angle and stuff, or like I'm trying to think of something else they showed. I don't remember all of it, but it's just so funny, and it's like kind of scary.
We're working on getting the schedule set up for it, but the next movie we're planning on watching is going to be Nimona.
Seen that?
You haven't, or you have?
I have not.
It's very good. I've been following a little bit about Nimona for quite some time from the actual creator on Tumblr, and I want to say that Nimona kind of like went through the ringer with it was going to be made a movie, and then it kept getting like canceled, and it kept getting like put on hold, and it was very annoying and very frustrating. But eventually the I think Netflix picked it up and shockingly didn't throw it out. I just say that with how Netflix has a great track record for canceling shows. I'm still upset about Inside Job. I'm coloring all of the scarf the same color, and then I'm gonna go over and do the shading in like the darker little folds. I was talking to Fudge, and this was after our outing to Knoebels, where we had to reschedule the first instance of this draw-along. Every time I'm at an amusement park anymore, I can't resist the urge to think about, like, I want to play Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I want to, like, make something like this.
Yes.
I cannot go out to a public amusement park and not have that be, like, all I'm thinking of.
So true. I haven't been to Knoebels in so long. I only went like once, but
it's not bad, and I still think I prefer their model. They make you buy tickets, and then they'll charge you tickets per ride. So like, I think
like carnival themed instead of like just being like an entry price.
Yeah. Because I guarantee, like, Hershey Park nowadays is like $90 for a single person's ticket, and you are not going to ride $90 worth of rides. It is just not, it's physically impossible. You are going to be disappointed.
Yeah, no, the last time I went, it was because my friend bought 2 tickets for her and her boyfriend at the time, and they ended up breaking up before they could go.
Oh, sheesh.
So she told me to go with her, and I did, and we were there for like maybe 6 hours and rode exactly 3 rides.
Yup.
Because it was like an hour wait every time.
Yup. And then, of course, like, not to mention, I don't think the $90 covers the parking. So then you have to worry about, like, I think it's like $25 to park. And no, unfortunately, food and drinks are not included, and they're the most expensive thing. Like, their food prices are ridiculous. I don't even think it covers, like, the ability to put your stuff in a locker if you, for some reason, need to do that.
No, the lockers are like $10.
It is just
At least.
a very expensive place to go. And unfortunately, because of, like, how long it takes for the rides, it just doesn't feel worth it anymore.
Mm-mm.
Even for someone who lives close, I could not imagine. I really couldn't fathom, like, trying to visit from out of state and be like, oh, this is what everyone was so hyped about?
Yeah, we were in line for like the lazy river, and there was a family behind us. And she asked us if it was indeed the line because it was so long, and we were like, yes. And she goes, okay. She's like, this is our first time here. We usually go to Six Flags because we live over there. And I was like, okay. I'm like, that's really far just to come to Hershey Park. But
I
like,
know.
alright.
Dennis says there are like 10 shows on Netflix I'm mad they canceled. Yeah, Netflix just has a tendency to keep doing that. I mean, there's a lot of shows I'm mad that got canceled regardless. One of the ones that still sits with me and haunts me is Infinity Train. I will never get over Infinity Train. 1, being canceled, but 2, the 4 seasons that existed were pulled off of Max because they didn't want to pay residuals. And, like, that's awful to me. Because it's such a good piece of media. Like, the show creators, like, please go pirate my work if you want to see it.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do a little more shading, and then I'm ready to start the background. I feel like I don't want to do too much like shading. It's supposed to be stained glass, and that usually doesn't have like shading.
Yeah. You can use your imagination if you want.
I remember being really mad about Sense8 because that show was incredible, but they canceled it because it was too expensive.
That was one I never even got to see any of. I'm pretty sure Fudge watched through.
It's only 2 seasons, and they canceled it while they were like about to make it the 3rd season. So I think it originally got approved for a 3rd season, but they were like, this show costs way too much because it's like they really were filming in like 8 different countries.
Right.
And it's like, that sucks so bad because that show could have been incredible.
I know what you mean. There we go. Dennis said, I hated them canceling Sense8. We got robbed with Infinity Train. Could have had 8 seasons. Yeah, that was the original plan.
Resolution movie? I did not hear about that.
I feel like I heard about that. And yeah, I'm still very sad that Infinity Train was originally slated to get literally 8 seasons, you know, because it's Sideways Infinity. We got 4, and the network, Cartoon Network's main reason for saying, yeah, we can't do this, is because they wanted to do a season based on one of their, like, adult characters. And I when I say adult, I mean she's, like, 50. And so they were like, there's no kid angle here. Kids won't want to watch this, so sorry, your show is canceled.
That's so annoying.
It really is, because they changed the actor for one of the main characters in Sense8.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually insane. They, like, totally recast him. I don't remember the reason. But there was definitely a reason, and, like, they kinda looked the same, but not really, and they, like, glossed, but I didn't even talk about it, because it was just supposed to be the same exact guy.
I feel like whenever they get to the point in Witcher where Henry Cavill's gone, I don't think it's gonna go well. And, like, it still stinks what happened. I feel like he said no to doing The Witcher because he was supposed to be on, like, a Superman movie, and couldn't commit to, like, both roles at the same time, and then they canceled the Superman project, and they had already started with a new actor for Witcher for the next season, and so they were just like, yeah, sorry, we would love to have you back, but we can't. So I haven't watched all of the new season of Witcher. I don't know if I'm just, like, I'm dreading the actor change so much that I'm not even, like, pulled into finishing the current season or what. I do find, though, that, like, trying to get back into watching The Witcher is very hard, because it's, like, a million billion names that you're supposed to remember all of them, and I never remember any of them.
I feel like that's why I never watched the 3rd season.
And then Fudge and I are just like, who's that guy? I don't know. Who's that guy? I don't know. And, like, you're supposed to know who that person is at this point. You are supposed to know.
I just realized I had 2 other colors out that I could have used. Dang it.
Oops. I don't want to go with a red that is too deep. I'll go with this red-orange. Sometimes when a show doesn't get a good resolution or end, I just decide to stop at a point in the story that's satisfying to me. Yeah, like, there's no point in seeing a cliffhanger if there is not going to be another season. Like, even though they wrote a cliffhanger, you just can pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We're beating up Chuck in chat if you would like to join us. Chuck did nothing wrong, but alas, we need Beans. And also, I guess, no, Chuck did do something wrong. He's threatening Beans' food bowl.
Oh my god, look at him.
He's holding Beans at spear point, guys! This is not okay!
Stomp him or else!
Stomp him!
I realized I had a light purple and a teal, and I think my original intention was to use the teal for his scarf.
Yeah.
And I forgot about that until I did the scarf in the light blue.
Eh. You could layer the teal if it's not too dark. More Undertale.
Might be.
Oh, is this waterfall? Sekhmet would know.
I was debating on also to use the light purple for his eyes, so it's not like white, but cannot decide. Oh, it just occurred to me that the swoosh at the bottom is part of the scarf.
It is. But see, that is one of the things that is kind of hard to look at and read in some of these. Urbosa was particularly guilty because I want to say that the background design was kind of complicated in figuring out, like, I want to say this entire half circle is actually just, like, background, but I don't know well enough to be able to tell you. I know for a fact the blue is the skirt. But other than that...
Is that, like, part of a cape or something?
Right, it's just, like, I do not know what it is. So there's some interpretation to be done. You didn't do a lot of Urbosa's background because it was confusing. And see, that's another, like, good way to handle it. You don't have to completely, perfectly match every single thing. I liked Mifa's background because the stained glass was kept very simple. Like, without a billion little pieces. Yeah, I kind of like that I went with a more orangey red for these. Are these really bomb arrows? For some reason, I looked at them and I thought they were like lanterns, but I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure they're bomb, because it looks like he's got the other ends of the arrow on his back. Like
Yeah, but there's also one in the middle. But again, I feel like you are probably right. I'm sorry, Dennis, Michael, you are right.
I need a monitor. I need a new monitorizer. I need a new double monitorizer.
Oh, yeah.
Because the one that I have is 3 pieces, but the piece in the middle isn't wide enough to slip my keyboard underneath.
I see.
So it's like, I have no desk space besides keyboard. I'm like using a folding table to do things.
Dennis says these are, in fact, bomb arrows.
Oh,
And they are the expert on all things Breath of the Wild.
I believe that. I'm gonna find a place to use that gold marker. Haven't put it away yet.
I think you could probably do some gold on, like, the bow. There's those bits that are, like, yellowy. And you could probably do some gold on the pauldrons. Or the little chest piece.
That's true. I actually did the pieces, that part of the bow as, like, blue. But it is yellow in the picture.
Well, again, I think interpreting in your own way is very important for this kind of thing. Because this is, again, not an exercise in duplicating something that already exists, but it's an exercise in creativity. Of taking inspiration from something that exists and putting your own spin on it.
I can't find a single freaking purple in this colored pencil box.
Oh no.
What's going on?
I hate when, like, I cannot tell which color is which just by the pencil tip, and I, like, have to tip, like, the box out.
Oh, that's what I'm doing right now. It's on raspberry. Might work. Like, I don't even know if there is an actual straight up purple in here.
I don't know what I'm listening to anymore.
Did it switch the playlist on you?
No, it's Jungle World from Rayman Origins, and the melody's being played on the kazoo, and it's very weird.
Oh my god, I know how I sent you that picture of the piranha lamp, but the piranha plant lamp, but there was a Banjo Tooie plushie also. It was both of them.
I think I bought that for my sister, and in turn, she bought me the giant piranha plant stuffy. So we bought them for each other as a holiday gift. So this music is like a kazoo melody being played on top of like an orchestra, and right now it's kind of like got a Latin feel to it. It's very weird. It's weird. Did you see there's a big Palea update coming out?
I saw, like, the clothes. I didn't really see anything else about it.
So,
I didn't read it that hard.
They are increasing the amount of buildings that you can do, because right now, even though you can, like, pay to unlock all of that land, you can still only place, like, 15 rooms. So they're upping that, which is good. They are adding a lot of free and premium cosmetics, because of course they're adding more premium cosmetics. But a lot of people are excited about the free stuff, because, like, one of the biggest complaints for the more masculine population was there are no facial hair options, and they are finally adding those.
Oh, I did see they were, like, teasing about beards or something.
Yes, so they've added that. They've added really a lot of free, like, hairstyles. I think there's a new glasses. Are they adding more pals? Not as far as I know, but you can now romance Hodari, which was a lot of people's, fantasy.
Yeah, that was so funny to me that, like, everyone wanted to...
They were, like,
romance
thirsting
him.
after him so hard.
I'm like, bro is just a single dad. Like, leave him be.
Yeah, but I feel like people... A lot of what I've read is that people like that because a lot of the other romance options, they're young. They're, like, between 20s and 30s. So, like, for my mom playing, she's probably like, nah, that's pretty young.
That's fair.
And, like, it's not even just that they are young, it's that, like, even personality-wise, they act young. They act their age.
I feel like, I said to Peps about that, like, something like, oh, they're probably gonna add some dialogue about him being, like, finally ready to move on since he's a widow. Like...
I could see that.
Oh god, my colored pencils are sliding.
It's wild to me how many people, like, post on the Reddit and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know Najima had a prosthetic leg. Like, I swear that post gets made once a week.
Are you serious?
Yes. It's, like, I don't really feel like it's that hidden, but okay.
It's not super obvious, but you can definitely tell if you look at her for more than, like, 2 seconds.
Right?
Like, they don't make it, like, a big deal about her character, which I love.
Right. Like, it doesn't have to be her defining personality trait.
Right.
But it's still definitely there. Yeah, she has a prosthetic leg.
Yeah. I will say, like, their cast is pretty diverse.
It's pretty good. I know some people are a little bit like, I don't know, the Majiri have different skin colors as well, so I want to say Reth is like a super light purple, and then like Gina and Hashin are a little bit more dark skin, so it's just kind of hard to like gauge, but I still enjoy the different representation. I also know people liked the character creator for that reason too.
Because they have, like, skin tones and also they have the colors to be them, right?
Mm-hmm.
To match them. I kind of don't want to make any of the background blue.
You could probably lean more into the purple side of things.
I started with, like, pinks, and I'm like, I feel like it's gonna stand out way, even though I'm doing colored pencil, I think it'll stand out way more if I only use opposite, like, or similar colors instead of, like, another light blue. So I'm gonna stop looking at this picture now, because I'm just gonna do what I want with the background.
Do it! I mean, if you do pink and light blue, you could definitely give some trans flag colors to Rivali in the background.
Oh my god, you're so right. You're so right. Maybe we make the top a trans flag like Loki.
You might be able to. I definitely had some trans flag colors in my winged Pikmin But I mean, it's kind of hard. Like, if the Pikmin is pink and its eyes are light blue, it's just like, well, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Like, I need to do all 4 of them so I can hang them all on the wall next to each other.
Absolutely.
And part of me was like, I want to hang them in the order that they are on the map. But there's 3 of them kind of in a row, and then, like, Gerudo's all the way in the bottom left, so...
Yeah, that's true. I'm still wondering whether Palia is going to hit their Nintendo Switch holiday deadline.
I do feel like
I'm not
as many glitches as there used to be.
There aren't as many glitches, but there's definitely still some issues with the introduction of content. Particularly, I'm not a huge fan of nerfing things for no reason other than to pad playtime metrics. Especially because, like, what does it matter if people are maxed out on gold? You can't give other people gold. Like, there's no internal... What's that?
They nerfed the gold?
They nerfed a lot of the ways that people were making gold.
Oh.
They nerfed cake parties so that cakes now sell for half as much. They keep adding the slightest little things. So now, do you remember when you were cooking, you would, like, start on the station and it would be like 3, 2, 1, go? Well, now, there's like a 3-second pause on 3 before you get to 2, 1, go. It's noticeable. And really...
That's on purpose?
It's on purpose. They made the fishing take like 2 seconds longer to reel in than it used to. Again, for no reason other than, well, people are fishing really fast and they're making a lot of money and we want to slow that down. Because I mean, I can't think of any other reason why you would do that.
Right? Yeah,
And if it's happening every single time you're cooking, oh, it's not an accident. That's just the new norm. Yeah, I think it's bad form. The fishing change was walked back, I think. I will let you know. It still feels a little slower to me, but again, it's been a little bit. I thought this was Deltarune. I was like, it's got that Undertale familiarity, but it's a song I've never heard before. I do know that the cakes still definitely take longer, and I do know that cooking still definitely takes longer. I'll still tell you that cake parties are still a decent way to make money.
It's just not as much.
No, like, on top of making it so that now to make cake, you also need to go buy sugar from Zeki, which is an item they added to the game just for that. So now you need to go and buy sugar from Zeki to make cakes, which costs gold. And they like...
Do you think that they'll add sugar as a plant?
I don't know. I mean, as it stands, you can't turn wheat into flour, can you?
Not that I know of.
So I have a feeling sugar's probably gonna stay in as, like, a general grocery item either way. Even if they add sugarcane seeds, you'd probably still have to buy the processed sugar.
Maybe. I mean, it might just take way too long to make. I feel like if they add sugarcane, like, you should just be able to harvest it and it be sugar.
Right. One would think. One would think.
Yeah. I'm doing too much assumation here, but...
Yeah. I mean, I am too, just because, like, I enjoy the game, I am still going to enjoy the game, but I find it worthwhile to call out some of these changes that they keep making.
It does kind of feel nonsensical sometimes.
It really does.
Can't decide what to make the stained glass color in the middle behind him if I'm not gonna do it blue. I am using some blues, but I don't know. I think I want it to be more purpley pink.
Oh yeah, sometime this week, I'm probably going to stream Palia because I am ready to get my ship.
Yay!
It was funny because I actually got Gina up to level 4 first, and then I was just like, I mean, no disrespect to Gina, but she's not who I want my ship to be.
Yeah, you know what? And I feel like that's a global thing because there's so many quests for her.
1, there are so many quests for her. 2, she kind of has an interesting position in that she's, like, the first person you meet, and she's also the most interested in your history as, like, an outsider. So, to me, it feels weird to have her be the one to say, you're one of us, because, like, she's still studying your unique history more than anything.
That's really fair, actually.
And, I mean, also on top of that, I have really connected most with the fishing in Palia, so I feel like E03 is just the perfect person to initiate me into this little unique world.
I may not be able to super watch then because I also was probably going to choose him and I don't want to ruin it.
That's fair. My mom actually told me that she ended up watching a stream of Palia the other day where somebody got their ship, and she was like, oh, it's really cool, but she didn't tell me anything specific about it because she knew I'm gonna be doing that soon. And we're probably also gonna keep working on some of the quests. Dennis says, I downloaded a bunch of demos to decide which game to play next. Tried Sea of Stars, Star Ocean, Glyph, and currently trying Raji. I heard good things about Sea of Stars. Catram says, I'm aiming for Kaleri because of books. I think that's what my mom might be aiming for as well. My mom likes Kaleri because she was a librarian.
She's much nicer when you get to know her.
She is.
I think I only have her like level 2 right now.
I mean, I like Shane from Stardew Valley for that reason, though. Yeah, she's a school librarian, Catriam. I don't love this purple. It's like it's a reddish purple. And not a bluish purple, but I already have it down. So I feel like I'm gonna roll with it now. At the very least, I'll roll with it for that part of the bow. And if I find another purple I like better.
Another pink in here. Maybe I can like really lightly do the red instead.
I'm afraid of all of these other purples being way too dark, though. Like, that's even darker. It's more blue, but it's really dark. That's really light, but it's still red. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't like that one at all. The last one.
That's also very red-purple. I'm just afraid of making it way too dark.
Yeah.
I'll try this one. That's the winner. It's grayer, but it's the winner.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you can use the darker ones for shading or something, but...
I could use the darker ones for the stained glass, which is what I think I'm gonna do.
I went the other route. I tried to choose all light colors for the stained glass.
Yeah, I feel like that was the move. Like, again, it's still a little bit gray. I might need to ask for some more purple markers. Or maybe I can go and just buy, like, a single purple Copic. That's kind of how I've been growing my collection. Is just, like, looking at which colors I have, which colors I am trying to use, and which colors I don't have, like, the perfect shade for. My
That's
blues,
the way to do it with Copics.
it really is, because they are so expensive. And I mean, like, I am totally okay with doing the off-brand artist loft, or like, you can get way cheaper Copics online. It's just, I don't know if any of them can be recharged or refilled the way that a Copic can be. Though, to be fair, I was having trouble buying the actual Copic brand marker refill as well. Oh, my purple bled a little bit more than I wanted it to. Oh well. We roll with it. I think that's the thing about marker art, is you really just have to learn to absolutely roll with it. Super Paper Mario. Never played.
I haven't either, but it looks really fun.
I have a feeling with a lot of these game remakes coming out, this might be my shot to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
I still have very mixed feelings about games being remade ad infinitum. Because I feel like Nintendo's gonna keep testing the waters of how many times can we, like, port or remake or give you the same game on a silver platter and have you buy it.
Yeah, it's difficult for Mario games because obviously there are people that play every single Mario game, and so they buy every single Mario game, and it's like when it's recorded, they're like, well, now I can play it again.
Right, and so, from what I understand, the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door Switch, it's a remake, so, like, they are improving the textures. Same with the Super Mario RPG. Dennis says, I would be mad if it was something from last gen, but if it's like a 20-year-old game, I'm not mad. Yeah, there's definitely a way that you can, like, if they're remaking a game, and it's like, that game came out 5 years ago, like, I feel like it just came out and you're making it again? It's a weird move. That is another thing, losing access to systems, like, or like Nintendo taking some of their systems offline. Like the the Wii, a lot of people who still play Super Mario Maker are upset because the online is going to be discontinued very soon. So, like, unless you download a level, you are just not going to be able to, like, really do much in that game anymore.
It feels like certain things are, like, milking the nostalgia on it, because they're like, we know that a lot of people liked this game when it first came out, and
yeah.
obviously all those people are still our Switch people. It's like, well, we know that they'll play it, so...
Well, and honestly, I have a feeling just the sheer number of people who play video games has definitely gone up in the past couple of years.
I'd agree.
And so now Nintendo might be trying to reintroduce some of their games and their series to people to be like, hey, you might like this.
Man, if they were ever to remake, like, the other Animal Crossing games, I would buy, the one New Leaf so fast.
Don't give them ideas.
No, I want them to, like, I would drop $60 on New Leaf for Switch just because I never got to play it. And it's the only Animal Crossing game I never played.
I do think that's fair.
But I think they would never do that because they did, like, the Happy Home Paradise as a tribute to the things you could do. It was like a combination of New Horizons, but also some of the stuff you could do in New Leaf, like the Summer Island version or whatever. Summer Island bits.
Unbelievable. I have a Copic that ran away. There you are. Colored pencil
like
box the
that?
whole time. Because, yeah, I have this really nice light blue Copic.
Ooh, that's pretty.
It's very nice. I do have to be careful with it, though, because if I'm doing a large background swath with it, I'm afraid of it drying out soon. But I mean, that's kind of like the risk of any marker. If you're going to use a marker to do a large chunk of a background, it will eventually go dry, right?
The other thing about the super tips, though, is that, like, they're fine at the tip, but nowhere else. And it's like, once you wear that down, it's not fine anymore.
I know.
Like, you're using a normal round thing. And it's not like colored pencils where you can just, like, sharpen them or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing I want to leave, like, all white is the eyes. I'm gonna do the tips and stuff like light blue.
Copic is a brand of brush marker. It is the most popular brand of brush marker as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I'm aware, I should say. You can also use Ohuhu, which is a brand that I believe you can buy on Amazon. You can also purchase Artist Loft, which is like the Michaels value brand stuff. And so I kind of have a mix between both. I want to say that Copics ended up being a lot like Kleenex, where yes, it's a tissue, but like the brand name kind of took over a little bit as the actual name of the thing, even though it's not. Well done, Nat.
I have all these beans, but they don't help me because I don't know what to order.
Order number 7 is the best on the menu because it gives you a stronger stat boost. It's just a random one.
Oh. Well, in that case...
I want to say a normal bean juice can brew, or can up you by 4. Like, it's a random from 1 to 4. The other one's a random from 1 to 8. It should probably be a random from, like, 4 to 8, so it's a guaranteed better brew, but... it's all chance, baby. Hi, Gage! Welcome to Artstrams! I've got Nat again here with me.
Hola.
And we also have Catrium and the Queer Note drawing along in chat. And they're posting some progress pics in the Discord. You gotta love artses. Wait, they got Super Mario Wonder Song in this mix.
Oh. What the heck?
This must be a brand new mix. Yeah, September 6th. It's like the overworld theme, so it's one that you encounter pretty early in the game. So I tried to use my blender, my colorless blender. Granted, it's on Sharpies, but it kind of like gave the colors a tiny bit of gradient. And yeah, now I'm just at, I think, the purple background section. A lot of my purples are very red, I have noticed, so I might need to grab myself a nice, like, blue, purple Copic or something, just so I have a shade. I have this one, but it's just a little dark. Like, it's very saturated.
Okay, I am finished. I posted it.
Yay!
I like it. I need to do the other 3, so I might do that while we're still here.
I mean, may as well. I like what you did with the background. I also like, yours look really feathery, like, you kind of leaned into the feather nature of the line art.
Yeah, I started to do that on accident, like, at first, because I started at, like, the top of his head, or, like, right above his beak, and I was drawing upwards, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Hey, that's the best way to do some of this stuff. I might actually want to get my light pink, it's a cherry blossom alcohol brush marker. Alright, this is the first time we are doing this. Everyone start spamming piranha plants.
I have to pause my music.
You have to pause. You are legally obligated to spam whatever piranha plants you have access to. We can't have a parade without the piranha plants on screen. Yippee! Oh, that was such a cute parade. Thank you guys for
That's amazing.
participating in the parade. I do want to get like some gifs and some maybe dancing warp pipes on the screen during the dance part.
Can you just make it play the clip? Like the clip that you took from the game but muted?
I could, but I kind of want it to be like something that's happening over top of what I'm doing that doesn't block everything out.
True.
Ooh, Sekhmet, you are very close to 2 hundo. Welcome to art! Nice. I gotta get my music going
Nice.
again.
Wait, so my boyfriend and his friends, every year they do like an art Secret Santa. And I'm actually invited this year to to draw one and also get a prompt.
Ooh,
I
that's
mean,
cute. It's kind of like what we did with the Valentines. Oops. Like how we did the Valentine's Day art swap.
yeah, like that.
Hi, Art. I'm Quesadilla. Nice to meet you, Quesadilla. I am still trying to open this ding-dang brush marker.
Is that what you've been doing?
I mean, I got interrupted by the parade. Yeah, I love having more people to kind of do this along with.
Which side of the carbon paper goes downwards?
The dark, glossy side. Well, I hope you enjoy your lurk, Sekhmet. It's great to see you. I still cannot wait to hear back about this ding-dang interview.
Can't believe they haven't answered you yet.
I mean, they said it could take up to a week, so I'm not too surprised.
Okay, fair.
I want to say they didn't, like, jump super fast the first time either. Like, it moved, and I still felt like I was waiting sometimes.
I'm using so much tape right now. You need to know.
You don't even know.
Because the carbon paper in this one is way bigger than the actual postcard, so I'm like, I taped the postcard like double-sided tape down to the table,
Yeah.
and then I'm taping the carbon paper straight down, and then our boss is gonna go on top of that.
I can't remember if... So, was the Rivali one, the carbon paper was trimmed down to the size you needed it?
Yeah.
Was that easier to use or harder?
I'm gonna find out.
Okay, you please let me know, because I remember, like, I did it differently this time, and I was like, I don't know which way is better. I do not know.
I'm trying to figure out where the edge of the paper is, though. Let's see. One of these. And one of those.
So we're gonna be doing a fun craft during, we're doing Friendsgiving this year, but because of me being between jobs, I don't particularly want to, like, host a fancy dinner party, so we're probably just gonna order pizza. But
So fun.
we are doing, a little craft. I have on my Facebook reel somebody who glues together little wooden cubes and paints them to look like Minecraft flowers. And then, like, hangs the 3D pixel art Minecraft flower, like, on her walls. And I was just like, I want to do that.
So cute.
So we're gonna do that. This music just makes me want to play Core Keeper. Every time. Enjoy your bread making, Catrium.
Yummy.
Right? So I've decided I'm replacing the little random red and blue bits in the stained glass background with the dark purple so that I can implement it somewhere in small controlled amounts. Catrium says, I'm back already. This is an easy bread. That does sound like an easy bread.
You said that in my brain, like immediately went like easy bake oven bread, which I don't think is a thing. Like
I don't
think
think that's a thing.
Oven, but
KingArthurFlour.com, the easiest loaf of bread you'll ever bake recipe. I mean, I guess it's not false advertising. So that's good. Sorry, not sorry about the whistling.
I mean, when you're not whistling, I'm a little more concerned. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, seriously, somebody hire me. I will help make your video game OST. It will have the prettiest whistling known to humans everywhere. You can literally hire me for this. I moved my my ring light so now you can kind of see things just a tiny bit better. And yes, I think the hardest thing I struggle with marker art is like trying to put stuff away at a decent interval.
For the other one, I like took out the colors that I needed, and then like just kept taking out more until I was done.
Mm-hmm. But I love this shade. Oh, I think I wanted this shade. That's fine. Yeah. See, I'm leaning with the fact that a lot of my purples are reddish. That's why I put the pink down as one of the background colors. Because now all of these reddish purples fit in. Really, this one's more of a magenta than it is a purple. We're leaning into it. This marker's starting to wear out. Yeah, I feel like I would get sick of that magenta, if I had to deal with it too many times. What happens if I put the pink over top of it? Anything? Oh yeah, I like that better.
Pretty color.
The alcohol kind of like tones it down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I hit my pop filter. Okay, I don't like that. A gray. Not really. That's not really doing anything for me. I might do more of the darker color. Do the Mario! I'm dancing. You can't see it, but I'm dancing.
You got it. It's the Mario.
Do the Mario! Thank you, Dennis, for making me get up and dance.
Found a way to make sure I got everything.
Ooh, nice.
Cause like the pencil on the picture is like reflecting when I tilt my head this side. Like sat here like sideways, like, did I miss anything?
You know what I've heard people do, and I didn't think to suggest until now. So, one, I wanted to also ask, do you guys prefer I send out color versions of the pictures, or would a black and white suffice, because we still have the reference picture you can look at? And 2, if I sent you pictures in black and white, you could use a colored pencil, which would show up a lot better as your tracing implement, and then you could really, really clearly and easily see what parts you have and haven't traced. I just didn't know if the colored version was preferred.
A black and white would be a big deal.
No, black and white would probably save me a lot more on ink. Not that using colored, not that using the ink is like that expensive or anything like that. Atrium says, I prefer the color, but that could be an option. Dennis says, I don't need a colored version since the colored one is in Discord anyway.
I feel like the colored version is super necessary. Either. I also did this a little crooked, but it's okay. Moved it a little too far away from the camera.
Thank you. I'm just kind of like going in and adding a tiny bit of shading details here on the feathers. Because once this dries, it's not going to be nearly as noticeable. It'll be nice and subtle. I think it's time for outlining. And then...
Do you like doing outlining last for something like this, or just in general?
I think I like to do the detail work last, like painting with the Posca pens. Just because those take time to dry. So, like, if I do those and then go to outline it, I have to wait. And I think I'm gonna use my 10. My Pigma Micron 10. And I'll go back in with my 005 for that line in between the feathers because I feel like it's gonna get too messy.
Eyes of the carbon paper now that I just finished. I don't think I minded it being cut down. I feel like it was because it was so much bigger than the postcard size.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like because I taped down the postcard first and then I went to go tape down the carbon copy, it was like, and then when I tried to put the picture on top, I was like, I had to feel around which side the postcard was.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it did not take much effort to cut down the carbon paper to match the size. And yeah, if you are in chat and you're wondering what we're talking about, the Discord members received supplies so that they could do this draw along with me. And if you are interested, I believe it's the Craft Night role that will get you automatic pings about when we're trying to schedule the next one. We do craft nights, we do movie nights. We have different forums where, in the forum, like, we have a forum for Minecraft, and if you type and, like, enter the forum, you can get pinged if somebody is looking for someone to play Minecraft with. I like that a lot better than a looking for group channel. Or, like, specific roles for each possible video game, because that's a lot. I need to be careful, because I feel like I'm getting, like, I feel like I'm seeing fingerprints on some of the purple marker bits. I'm just like, I didn't know that was a thing.
It's like leaving a mark after you're touching it.
Kind of. I can at least definitively see one on the bow. It's not showing up there because it needs to be in better lighting.
To be careful, because I got carbon all on the side of my right hand.
Oh yeah. heard an enemy spawn in chat, but I am busy.
It's just sniffed. Sniff it.
Another sniff it. That's a strong one. You do not have the required health.
Heck! One of these days.
American healthcare system in a nutshell.
I'm just gonna do that every time it tells me I'm bad at things. In hopes that maybe I'll be better next time. Whoa! I don't have enough beans.
Yeah, the woo beans are the one kind of bean that everyone seems to be running low on. Which might mean I just need to rebalance my game. Just a little bit. I'm like in such deep focus mode with my outlining. Beautiful. Hi, Shay.
Aw, Shay.
Welcome to Art Stream. We're doing the outlining bit. It's great to see you, and I hope you're having a spectacular Sunday. So I know Nat finished their Rivali. Dennis and Katrim, how goes your ravioli adventures? I forget where the nickname came from, but a lot of people started calling him Ravioli. I think because they didn't really like him. He was mean. So they were like, well, fine, be a jerk. I'm gonna call you Ravioli then.
Well, how did Mifa become Michael?
My autocorrect today.
Ah.
He was mean, but I like him anyway. I kind of do too. I don't know that he was mean. He was just really cocky and self-assured.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that could be interpreted as mean. Just because he was so self-assured that he felt like everyone else should be.
I feel like I should be doing these lines last for this Urbosa one, but it's fine.
Lots and lots of blue, absolutely. But I still love the way the feather textures came out, just with, like, shading it, or, sorry, coloring it and blocking it out in different pieces. It made a big difference. Thank you. I actually brought my ring light down here so that you could see the colors better, because from up where it was, like, it wasn't looking bad, but it was just, you couldn't see everything quite as nicely. We were playing with a Copic blender here, so I'll bring it up to the camera later to, like, really show it off. It kind of turns the alcohol markers a little bit watercolory. By, like, pulling up the pigment just a little bit. Hi, Based Windu. Welcome to the art stream. And just remember, we'd be happy to have any of you in chat join along with us next time. We are doing Daruk, everyone's favorite hero. We're not even putting it up to a vote because I'd be so afraid of him losing. Yeah, he's looking real good. If you are doing the art along at home, don't forget to give yourself a little bit of time to stretch. It's very easy to get hunched over when you're, like, focused on an art piece. I do it a lot. I actually do an embarrassing amount of my marker art from my bed. And then my neck hurts, and I'm like, why did I do this?
I keep, like, feeling the pain and being like, I should probably sit up for a second.
Yup.
Because I'm, like, nearly eyeballs to the desk.
We're focused on that art. If you're just tuning in, I've got community member Nat again with me. I just feel like I should say that, you know, because what if somebody doesn't recognize your voice?
That's fair.
I do feel like most of the people in our community have kind of, like, been introduced before, but you never know.
Sometimes it's harder when you only see their voice, like, especially if it's, like, if you've watched my streams, you've only seen my face.
That's true.
Like, you know, sometimes if you just hear my voice, you're like, I don't know who that is. Because I did the Urbosa one, like, slightly to the right, I have to make up for the background on the left side a little.
Oh, yeah. I keep trying to make sure. Shay's like, why didn't I notice it was Nat at first? That's why I figured I would keep telling people.
Hi, Shay.
I mean, I do think you're absolutely right. Like, just sometimes by voice alone, it's not always easy to place, like, oh, who is that? Yeah, we got an open VC right now. Preferably for people who are doing the art, though. I'm always, like, hesitant to do streams in, like, the general chat where anyone could join. Because it's like, wait, do you know what we're doing here?
Yeah. Something like this where it's like an event.
So I have the teensiest, tiniest bit of marker overlap that I just did. Where is it? Oh my god, why can't I find it? I was gonna show you, and then I was gonna be like, here's how I can fix it. And now I can't find it! It's making a mockery of me. There it is. Okay. So you see how the line from the bow kind of, like, it just barely dips into the white of the feathers. That is what the Posca paint is for. It's literally like correction fluid.
That's pretty cool.
It's a very good tool for art. Because mistakes will be made.
Yeah, the Urbosa one has a lot of tiny details.
It really did. I feel like I smell fudge cooking up bacon. Have you seen anything about the new WarioWare game?
Haven't, but I also never played the other one.
Oh, really? There's a lot of good
Yeah.
WarioWare titles.
I don't think I've played any of them. I know there was a Wii one, and that would have been the one I could have played, I feel like, because I didn't have a Wii U.
There was a Game Boy Advance one. There was a GameCube one. There was a Wii one. That was the wackiest one of the series, in my opinion. And this one on the Switch, the WarioWare Twist It, seems to be a direct sequel to the one for the Wii. It is buck wild.
So the gold brush marker I have is a really dark gold,
Oh yeah?
and I want to do that for like all of the yellow and Urbosa, but I feel like it's gonna be too much.
I told y'all I smelled bacon.
Oh,
Bacon grilled cheese, baby!
yummy.
I know, so good. I'm not huge on tomato soup. I know Fudge likes it, but like, I'm just not huge on tomato in general. Like, I like it as a sauce. And that's about it. Like, pizza sauce, pasta sauce.
That's it.
I don't even like ketchup.
Oh, I like ketchup.
I know I'm a minority there.
That's not true, actually. You'd be surprised. I've met a good handful of people that either like supremely put ketchup on everything, or like they absolutely despise ketchup.
Interesting.
Oh, you're making fresh tomato soup.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
Yeah, Catrium is much more of a gardener than I am, even. So she's the one posting more gardening stuff in my channel in the Discord called The Garden than I ever do. Because, I don't know. I am hit or miss with plants. I found a couple of houseplants that I am very good at taking care of and propagating. But other than those couple of plants, it's just like, nah, forget about it.
I thought about trying to do my own spices, like basil and thyme and stuff, but
We had a garden for fresh spices the one year. And like, it was okay, but we kind of had trouble knowing how to harvest and like dry it. But I want to say, like, Fudge even, he had those, like, cardboard little, or, like, those egg carton different things where you can put the seed starters in.
oh, that's right.
And try to, like, germinate from the seeds. And then eventually transfer into, like, a garden bed. It was really cool. Catrium says it's a lot of work, but I love it. And it is definitely for some people more than it is for other. And sorry, that was my Posca pen.
I also have the one envelope in front of me still, and I like the little droid stamp. It's silly.
Aw. Yeah, I had some Star Wars stamps that I was using. I also have some floral stamps, and right now I have, they're like things under the microscope,
Oh. How very sciencey of you.
right? But it's just we gotta change some clocks in the house because you thought it was 5. Do you mean the one that's got no battery? I still need to fix that. That clock gets me every time, though, because, like, usually I look at it and it's, like, close enough to that time that I'm just like, yeah, it could be 5.
Could totally be 5.
Oh, the 2 in the kitchen. Was it daylight savings and I forgot about it?
Yes, it was.
Oh my gosh. I didn't hear a thing about it. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like usually everyone talks about it.
Right. I genuinely, I heard nothing about it this time around.
I have it written on my calendar, but I definitely wasn't thinking about it.
It's faint, but it's good enough. I'm trying to do the, like, lines on the bow in my gold pen. Not my brain being like, no, daylight savings is in September, duh. Duh fudge! Just kidding, I love you. Now you've got me panicking to make sure, like, I started stream at the right time.
No, because your computer's right.
It is.
And your phones switch automatically.
I am absolutely stumped that I didn't notice it. Because I was in the kitchen for a good bit today. So, like, I feel like I should have noticed it. Oh my goodness. It is really funny.
The only reason I found out is because I technically started stream an hour earlier just because I was awake.
Yeah.
And then Peps yelled at me and said, I got up an hour earlier to, like, be on time to your stream and you started, like, an hour before you were supposed to.
Wow.
And then she, like, yelled at me because it was daylight savings. I was like, wait, what? Like, it is?
Are you sure about that?
Right. Oh, God.
Mom says I'll text you next year. Sounds good. Set an alarm. You better not forget. Because how else am I supposed to know?
You're supposed to look at your microwave and then look at your phone and be like, oh.
Here's the thing. I have no idea how I didn't do that.
I don't know how they used to deal with it before we had clocks that automatically changed. Like, what if you just forgot?
I know.
If you change your alarm, you were done.
Yeah,
for.
changing... it's wild to me. Well, I will say, though, like, some alarm apps are not very reliable. Fudge's has just not gone off multiple times this year already. So, like, we have a backup alarm on my phone, and then, like, an oh crap alarm on my phone for, like, he needs to be up by this time or we're in trouble.
Can you get, like, a real alarm clock?
We have one, we don't like it because it's very abrasive.
I have to hate my alarm or I won't get up.
I mean, here's the other thing, though. We have such lovely neighbors, and their dogs keep waking us up at, like, 5:15 or, like, 5 a.m., and we're supposed to get up at 5:35. So usually, there's already some sort of wakeful state in the house. Also, I feel like they definitely should have gotten our letter by now, and I'm just sitting here like, well, it's a good thing that they didn't come over to talk to us about it, because I don't have anything else to say that I didn't kindly state in the letter. But it's also like, yeah, nothing has changed yet.
Mm-hmm. But they still haven't done anything.
Nope.
Mm.
And, like, I understand to an extent because we have a dog. She barks at strangers, and, like, if we leave her outside unsupervised and there's a stranger, she would bark. But guess what? We don't leave her outside completely unsupervised.
Also, just the timing of it. Like, who leaves their dogs unsupervised at like 5 in the morning?
Well, my guess is that the guy does probably have to get up and go to work that early. And so he's, like, letting his dogs out before leaving for work. But there's gotta be some sort of solution that doesn't involve us getting woken up at all hours of the night.
Hope so.
But it's been a problem for a couple of years now.
A couple of years?
Oh yeah, they got the dogs back in, like, 2020. And, I mean, they were puppies, so they weren't nearly as loud. Yeah, this is not a new problem. It's just one where we're, like, ready to reach our breaking point of, like, okay, something has to work.
Yeah, like something has to be done here because we literally can't handle this anymore.
I haven't started eating my sandwich yet. I should, I'm sure it's delicious.
I hate to do Urbosa's skin as like straight up orange.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I went for a more, like, brownish color, and I really leaned into the orange in the hair instead.
Yeah, my only choice is to do red as her hair, like proper bright red.
That's all you got. Sometimes that's just all you got. It just means it's gonna be your interpretation of her.
All the other colors first, besides the hair and the skin, though, because they're gonna be a lot.
Yeah, it's still, I'm trying to figure out, I want to say in the original, like, the white bits of the head feathers are outlined, so, like, there's a line between the white and the blue, but I don't know that I like that line.
No, I kind of like yours without it. Just the purple, I mean, the blue is so stark that I don't feel like it needs it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going in now with my finer Posca pen to kind of, like, neaten up some of the details. Sometimes the 10 micron is a little bit blocky to the point where, like, you can tell, like, where the pen was lifted up and where it wasn't. And so sometimes I like to go back in and be like, oh no, I want this to be, like, pointed. I don't want this to be, like, square or blocky. I want some finesse to this line. I don't know that I have much else to do other than some highlighting work.
I even like that you didn't separate the 3 sections on his head, but you were able to, like, make them feel different.
Right? Like, they're not... That's part of the beauty of being able to do, like, texturizing with your markers.
Yeah, I think that looks really cool.
Kind of trying to add a little highlight to the beak. So you could use correction pen also to paint over any of the carbon black that you don't want to be there, but of course that's very fiddly. Because you can't always get the amount of detail out of the Posca pen. It's not like a fine tip tool. But I'm at least going back and making sure I don't have any, like, tracing lines or, like, line remnants that I don't want. We have a blooper.
Who?
A blooper. Bloop, bloop. This is Rivali. About as good as I can get the lighting without it being ridiculous. I love how he turned out. I mean, I've been loving how this whole series has been turning out. I might fiddle with it a little bit yet, but I like everything about this so far. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to do. The only thing that comes to mind is maybe giving a bit of a darker outline to some of the stained glass pieces so that it looks like they're backlit. Something like that. Like if I do that to all of the lighter colored pieces.
Ooh.
And it's such a minor thing that can make a major difference. And that's my art lesson today. That's the takeaway. If you have the time and energy to put into it, sometimes those very small things can make a lot of an effect on a piece. Thank you for letting me get preachy.
It's her thigh. Oops.
You did what?
It's blue now. I color her the piece of her thigh at the bottom blue.
That's fine. She's got stockings on.
It just looks like she's got a skirt that doesn't have a slit on it, honestly.
It's fine. I think the core keeper music's up. Like, that is a playlist that always goes by so much quicker than I feel like it should. Because it's like 25 songs, and I'm always just like, oh, my music's out. And I feel like I'm always saying that. Yeah, wow, I really like that. Of course, Shay. I've honestly been looking forward to doing this one for a while now. Because, like, I think we were going to do it a week or two ago on a Saturday. Was it last Saturday?
I think it was last Saturday.
Pretty
yeah.
sure it was last Saturday. We were going to do it last week and had to reschedule. Which I'm not upset about. Sometimes life stuff happens. I'm trying to look over and see if there's anything else I want to do with this. And I'm not coming up with anything that I think is going to add much more to the piece. Maybe I'll shade a little bit of the bomb arrow parts.
Or like maybe you could do the outline for the glass, like the light blue that's behind him.
That's the marker that's running low. I could try. So, as far as stream stuff goes next week, we've got Pikmin 4, the finale, most likely, on Tuesday. I am going to find a time to stream Palia, because we are doing our Shep ceremony. And I'll double check the schedule and make sure I am free to do the Trombone Champ. But I think I'm gonna do a little Trombone Champ preview today before we end stream. Just so you guys know what you're getting into.
They go, what have we done?
What have we done? What have we spent our channel points on? How could we do this? Dennis is going to be sobbing throughout probably 50% of the stream. It is a very emotional game, okay? I literally started crying playing Trombone Champ to some of the songs. I was just like, oh my god, this is gonna end horrendously. So naturally, I made it a channel point challenge. You know, as you do. Alright, I will be right back. Do. Alright, I am back. Alright, Nat, I am back. I think I'm gonna hop off of the Discord because I'm done with Rivali.
Sounds good.
And I'm gonna do a trombone champ song or two.
Okay.
But thank you so much for being here with me. I had a blast, and it's always fun to, like, walk through the process with someone else.
Especially, I mean, I especially wanted to be in here because it was the first time I actually got to do it, so I wanted to make sure I was doing it right.
Right, no, I understand.
But okay.
I
Thanks for
will-
having me.
I will talk to you later.
Bye.
Alrighty. Are you guys ready? I don't feel like I need to change category. I could. I always forget. I know I have R2 Modman. My downloads. It like won't let me pin the application. You playing Trombone Champ is art. It really is. No one is streaming Trombone Champ right now, so I'm gonna be the only person. Like, usually it'll tell you how many, like, viewers and followers there are in the category. There's nobody else streaming Trombone Champ right now. Trombone Champ start modded. The fallen era of Trombone Champ. I actually think, more than anything, like, I like to do a random Trombone Champ song now and then, so doing a whole stream of it is definitely something that was Channel Point Challenge worthy. Because it's not something I would ordinarily do. I do have a Channel Point redeem, too, for people to ask me to play a Trombone Champ song. You really enjoyed it at the time. People did a lot of creative things. People are still doing very creative things. There is a mod now where you can actually have your viewers, like, type in Twitch chat and or suggest a song. We're doing a preview. We're doing a preview. How's the audio? You can see we got a lot of fun stuff. Choose your character! We will do a PMD song. They've added some stuff to the game. I don't remember it showing you how far through a song you were. Oh, we were so close. I played it at 1.25 times speed. It's a cute song. Incredible. We're gonna do this one and I'm gonna cry. This is a little preview. Steal yourself, Dennis. I was champ for like that entire song. We are the champion of the Defend Globe. Oops. That's not even my highest score. This isn't even my final form. You fool! Like I said, I don't want to destroy us too terribly much. I don't want to destroy us. I don't know where half of my songs are because they're modded. I can't do Jump Up Superstar, it crashes my computer. I am not joking. We'll do Autumn Mountain, because I really like this track, actually. Sometimes we need to be destroyed. Okay, but if I play all the songs that are gonna make us cry now, what's the point of doing this next week? Already the champ. Oh no. Oops. I disagree. Doot. One more. Probably an Undertale. Probably an Undertale. I will make you guys cry next time, I promise. I need this slower, but I like this one the best. This is my favorite song in the entire Undertale soundtrack. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna beat a bee in that anytime soon. My hand hurts. Yeah, we did it. Not even my previous high score. It's a hard song. It's a hard song. That was at 0.8 speed, and it was still that hard. And because you can't... You can't... No, no. You're gonna make me cry. So that's a no. Why did you... It literally shot me. Did I click random instead of play? Well, now I'll make you cry with heartache. Now I'll make you cry with heartache instead. Play! I swear I clicked play. I'm having a brain fart. Okay. Let's go. We're so close to S rank. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I need to stop hitting so many nasties. I'm gonna do it. Shay says, I'm gonna book Trombone Champ Redria if I ever get married. Bad news for you, I only play Megalovania. It's such a good remix, too. I hope I don't get, in trouble. I shouldn't. We're gonna go raid, Raincloud, who's doing Minecraft. And I'm gonna be playing Minecraft after this. Why does this remix slap so much? Like, it goes hard, and it didn't need to. Next scheduled stream is gonna be Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and as always, check the Discord if you are looking to see more information about when I'll be going live. Keep going and growing, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye! Ba-ba-ba-ba-da.